kid going to be off my payroll already, and the other two not quite as much. And apparently, so it's the youngest one.
Welcome everybody to Rotary today, and depending on what half of the room you're on, welcome to the candlelight edition of Rotary today. So I guess I get to be president in partly the dark today, but that just means we're going to have an exciting presentation, I'm sure. Our invocation today will be with Ivan Devitt.
Please join me in prayer. Most Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. Thank you, Father, for the opportunities and blessings that you're bringing us. We pray, Father, that we would see how we can serve you better and that we can serve our community better. Father, I pray that you bless this food and the nourishment of our bodies, be with those who prepare it. We ask these things, Father, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ivan. After the Pledge of Allegiance, salute, pledge. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Play ball.
All right, now from Sergeant at Arms today. Be seated. No Sergeant.
You go out.
There we go. All right, there will be no Sergeant at Arms today. So what we usually do for that is we have someone present. If you're a guest, you are excluded from this, but for everybody else, we want to make sure we give Chief Morris as much time to talk as possible, because that's why we're out here. We want to hear him and what he has to say. So please go ahead and get out $1 and put that in the bucket, and that'll go to our scholarship funds. And our Rotarian of the day is Mark Mondigan. Mark, are you here? I believe so. And Pat Dotson's going to come up, I believe, and introduce our students of the month. I believe we have 2 new students of the month this starting today. I personally know both of them, and I promise them I'd be nice, so I'm just going to hand over the mic to Pat Dotson. They're both wonderful kids.
Thank you very much. We're going to go ladies first with Rowan Gear and then Isaac Shepard.
Hello everyone, my name is Rowan Gear. I am the daughter of Jason and Carrie Gear. I have been a Grove Bridgener my whole life. This year I currently serve as Vice President of the senior class, President of National Honor Society, and President of Interact. I also am part of the basketball and track team. Next year I plan on attending Harding University, where I will continue to play basketball and major in biology. After that, I plan to become a PA or a housewife. So thank you guys for having me. I appreciate this opportunity.
I'm Isaac Sheffield. Thanks for having me. I'm a senior at Grove High School. My parents are Brenda and Jason Sheffield. I am a part of the football team, basketball team, golf team. I plan on going to Pitt State or UCO to play football, and I'll be studying business and finance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a homecoming for too, I believe. I don't know how they managed to get them together here, so thank you guys.
And a special thank you to our caterer, Drip on Grand. It was wonderful. Thank you very much. And we have several guests with us today. We've got Brenda and Jason Sheffield. They're here with their son, Isaac. And we have Jason Gear here with Rowan, his daughter. Lynn Hasselman is here with David Zigian, also Lynn's birthday, so happy birthday to you, Lynn. We have Mary Jane Caldy is with the Oklahoma City Rotary Club. Thank you for joining us today. And we have Sharon Deakins, who is here with her husband, Dennis Deakins. And also, I think a special applause for them. I believe it is their 60th wedding anniversary today. Congratulations. All right, so if you have any announcements, please come forward. And I'm going to go ahead and make an announcement. There will be a nominating committee meeting in the library immediately following today at 1 p.m. Don't everybody run up here at once.
The flag committee will remove the flags along Highway 59 on Saturday, November 15th at beginning at 9 o'clock. We meet at the storage building at the Buzzard Cemetery. We need as many people as we can get. Particularly, we need some people who are agile and can climb and pick up a ladder to get the flags out of the brackets. So anyway, 9 o'clock, November 15th, Buzzard Cemetery storage building.
I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who came out to the Lindenwood Fall Work Day. We got so much done, and it really shows. It made a huge difference. I mean, people like Kathy Donaldson tackling a jungle, and I mean, it looks great now. So thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Well, I was considering coming to the flag thing, but he said agile, so no, I can't have it. We're sitting here to talk about the Christmas party. It is on Sunday, December 7th. It's a jingle and mingle, so it's like a happy hour combined with a tailgate party. It's going to be at the Drift. Thank you, Austin. And we have a menu, and I'm just going to give you some of the highlights. It'll be hot and cold food, and you know Austin makes it good. Cheeseburger sliders, meatball lollipop, brisket sliders, smoked wings, jalapeno bombs, cream cheese mixture, grilled chicken kebabs. So anyway, we sell you a ticket back there at the back, $30 a person, which is cheap. So come on, get down there and let's go to the Christmas party.
Saturday, 7:30 to 10:30, pancake breakfast in Sonic Lodge.
That was quick. Thanks, Doug. Okay, here we go. I want to thank everybody that showed up Saturday and Sunday at Wolf Creek to launch the boats in the rain, in the cold, and the fog. We launched 120 boats in 40 minutes. That's something to be very, very proud of. That's one of the things that brings these tournaments back here to Grove, Oklahoma, is the fact that Grove Rotary supports that. That being said, we have another chore.
Opportunity.
Thank you, Susan. We have another opportunity. Theoretically, tomorrow and Friday, we need to launch 170 boats out of Wolf Creek. Now, I would like people there at 5:30 tomorrow morning in order to do this. However, there is the chance that Major League Fishing, because of the wind, will cancel the tournament tomorrow. I don't know how to get that word out to you, except we show up, the tournament's canceled, and then we go home. Okay? That's the only way we're calling audibles here. Theoretically, Friday, we're still launching 170 boats. So I think we can do it. Takeoff is at 7 o'clock. I think if we got there at 6 o'clock, knowing this team, we can get those boats in the water by 7. So that's just me. Where we really need the help is in the afternoon. Because they're going to have to bring the anglers and the fish to the weigh-in and then take them back to their boats. We have 6 golf carts, so if we can have 6 people each day in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, that would be very, very good for the whole tournament situation. So, once again, let's wait and see what happens tomorrow morning. That may cancel it. I apologize for that. But those of you who have been on the team before, you know what? Stuff like this happens. So anyway, 5:30 tomorrow morning, and then 6 o'clock.
If they cancel tomorrow, do they cancel all the days?
No, just because of the wind. They're canceling it because of the wind tomorrow. And it'll be a last minute call if they want to put the boats on the water or whether they don't.
But it goes to Saturday.
But it will transfer to Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay? And I will, we'll work through that detail on Friday. Anyway, thank you.
I have with me Chief Rick Pike from the Jane Police Department, and Sheriff Ray Thomas from Delaware County Sheriff's Department. I've asked, we talked a little bit about this before, but I invited Rick to come and talk about Shop with a Cop. This is his deal. He invited us in about 2 years ago. He can give you the numbers of the children that we've served and that would not have had a Christmas had it not been for his efforts and the efforts of those that helped. So, all you, Rick.
Every department in Delaware County is involved in this now. Last year, we was able to take 409 kids to Walmart. They all get $150 each to spend. All we ask them is to spend, buy the sibling and gift. But our goal this year is 500. We're going to do, I think we're sitting around 33,000, and our goal is to raise 80,000. So any help is appreciated. And if you want to come up there during the shopping, it's the 16th and 17th of December. It's a blast to watch all the kids go through Walmart. But that's about all there is. Unless Gil's got something. We are doing a raffle also.
Never turned out.
Never turned it. So I helped out for the first time last year, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So because I've worked alongside these guys, they do an amazing job. But I'm going to tell you, you don't want to put them wrapping presents. So these kids, they get to pick out a gift for a family member. And though he says they're required to pick out one gift for their family, I was back in the wrapping room. Most kids bought for every member of their family. And they were so excited. They were more excited about getting to pick out the gifts for their family and get those gifts wrapped than they were about their own gifts. I'm going to tell you, there's some moms and dads last year that got some amazing hats with like baubles and stuff. I hope they have to wear them in public. There were some perfumes that I might not have picked. I hope she gets to wear it in public. But the kids, it was such a good thing. In saying that, if you guys want to help wrap presents with us, probably a little bit closer to the time, we will need some volunteers back in that room, because in the last minute, I had to get student council kids because we were just overrun with, or maybe Cowie kids. I don't know, I got some high school kids because we were overrun with kids needing presents wrapped, and we were the ones slowing it down. The police officers, the firefighters, EMS, man, they were helping those kids. It was a great time. So, but anyway, so support this. It's a good thing. Anything else?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you guys for being here in front of you guys today. Throughout the county, my biggest goal as sheriff is trying to bring our whole county together. Rick started this a few years ago, and last year we moved to as a whole entire group. If you live out in the county and you live in a community that would like to host something where they could find out more information about this, please reach out to me and I'll get that set up throughout the county. It is very humbling to be able to help these kids. There's families from last year, excuse me, I still tear up over it and get chills over it. We encountered a family last year that had the kids lost their mom on Christmas Eve. Prior to us doing this, that family, they was not expecting anything for Christmas. And that's what the kids told us. So, Rick and I and Mark, we heard this story and it was like, man, how many families have we touched? And it's not about us touching it, but it's about a community loving on each other. I believe that dearly in my heart. And as the sheriff of this county, that's what I'm trying to bring around. That's back to this county, because I was raised here. So when I grew up, if something happened, we all came together. And that's where we need to get back to. This Rotary Club here in Grove is very popular. You guys do an outstanding job, but throughout, I see it in my position, throughout the whole entire county. And as your sheriff, I want to say thank you guys. Because sometimes it goes unseen. but your sheriff is seeing how much you guys do, and I appreciate it. This cop, Shop with the Cop, guys, it's humbling. It's humbling to watch kids go in there and shop for their families. That's humbling. And if you see us sit up there, come and be a part of that, because then you'll get more involved in it. That's how humbling it is. I ain't gonna keep you no more. I thank you for the time. Thank you for the opportunity. You got a
Quick question. How are the kids and families identified how do you know who you're shopping for?
So they're a QR code, and they just make application through that QR code,
Okay.
either to donate or to be a participant in Shop with a Cop. And so, how many applications do we have so far? Do you remember?
We have 149 so far.
So we're set at 149.
And
again,
those are entered. I have a stack sitting on a desk that's about that thick of ones I haven't got through yet.
And again, most of these kids would not have Christmas or very little Christmas if it wasn't for what Rick started and this program he done. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Mark, tell us again, who can we make the check donation out to?
Shop with a Cop, Delaware County Shop with a Cop, and there's also a QR code. Like I said, we can get you a copy of that, and you can, they can donate directly online, right?
Yes, they can.
I do have them out in my truck if they need barcodes. I'll go grab them.
Okay, speaking of kids, I just want to give you a fast update on the dictionary program. You know, we go to 10 schools in Delaware County, and we did Jay this morning, and Carol and Tara, and someone Karen, and Clint, and Clarissa, Mike and Susan Bassett. We distributed them to the Jay school. We're going to distribute to Turkey Ford right after this meeting. If anybody wants to go and experience that, you're sure to welcome. Talk to me right after the thing. And tomorrow is Grove, all right? And at that point, we will have distributed over 500 dictionaries to third graders. So if you want to come tomorrow, I could use a little more help. But even if you don't, you got to be mighty proud of what you guys have done again for these third graders.
And it's a good time.
8:30, lower E, lower elementary school.
All right, well with that, I think we're going to jump into our program. And so, I know your bellies are full, and the lights are dim, and it's warm in here, but there's no one here more exciting to listen to than Chief Morris. So we'll go ahead and invite him up here and get the program started.
Thank you, Clay. I would have thought you would have supplied some candles for each one of the tables. We're here to talk about our MILO system at Grove Rotary, along with the McCorkle family and the Bank of Grand Lake, purchased for the Grove Police Department. It's about use of force. It's about officers being trained in the use of force. And I have Officer Voss here. He's going to come up here in just a minute. And he's a defensive tactics instructor. He's going to talk a little bit about use of force. But talk about liability within the police department. Use of force is huge. And what you guys have done by purchasing this system for us is incredible. We're one of the few departments around that have the ability to train on this system. And when we talk about use of force, we talk about, and Tracy will go into it here in a little more depth, but just our presence is a part of that use of force, and we show up. And talking about that, the courts have kind of ruled, and not kind of ruled, the courts have ruled in the past, if you have a barricaded person in a home, nobody else in there, and they're threatening suicide, we go in and try to intervene, and they either commit suicide by cop, or they kill themselves. Our presence there is a big factor in that. The court said, if they're not going to hurt anybody else, you don't need to intervene in that. And we've had a few of those situations in Grove. And it's really tough for us as police officers because we're used to getting there, solving that problem. And I was actually on one a couple of years back where we had that exact Vietnam vet barricaded in the house, had a gun, threatening suicide. I called the district attorney, what do you think? Nobody else was in the house. He said, Mark, I'd load up and leave. And that's incredibly hard for us in law enforcement to do that. But knowing what the courts have said, you go in and try to intervene, you shoot him or he shoots himself, you're responsible for that death. Civilly, possibly criminally, you're liable for that death. So that's a tough deal. But back to MILO. I'm going to pick some willing volunteers from the audience. Some of you in here have been through the MILO system before. And so this goes from all the way from our presence. We have and again, Tracy's going to talk a little more about this, but we have simulated OC spray. That's one of the uses of force we may use in a situation. We have a taser that goes with the system, and then we have deadly force. So as we're training officers, a big part of that, and you're thinking in scenarios and you have split seconds to make those decisions, that's going to be examined by the courts for months and years. Not only examined by the courts as did you do the right thing or the wrong thing, but police officers today have the real ability, one, to be sued personally, depending on qualified immunity and what the courts decide. They can also, and have also been charged criminally in those split seconds decisions. So I say all that to tell you that what you've done for the Grove Police Department, for the Sheriff's Office, for JPD, the area law enforcement, when you bought this system, is huge. Because it gives us the ability to bring those officers in a situation and train, and when they train in these situations, that's the way they should react out on the street. That's the way they're going to react out on the street, hopefully. We have a very tough policy when it comes to use of force. If it's significant injury, try to determine that. They have to go before, our officers have to go before a use of force review board. And then we'll make a determination whether that force was justified or not justified. If it wasn't justified, then of course there's disciplinary action to follow. The thing I want to warn you about with this MILO system and what you see a little bit, there's a lot of language in it. I apologize up front for that. But it's real world. It's real world. There's a lot of violence and you probably see blood. Likely depending on what the scenario is. So how the system works is we'll have somebody come up when we're training. The operator, this is Officer Pat Malone, raise your hand. One of our officers does a fantastic job for the Grove Police Department. He'll be operating it, and based on the reaction of the person using the system, he can manipulate the outcome of that system real time. So if I'm giving the proper verbal commands, I'm doing the proper things, then he can make that suspect comply, or he can make that suspect create an assault, or he can turn it into a deadly force situation. So again, thank you so much for having us here today, and I'm very excited about that, and I think we're all very, very thankful that you guys provided this training tool. It lessens our liability, and it should lessen the community's liability because of what you done. I'd like to introduce Officer Tracy Gloss. He's one of our school resource officers. He's going to talk for just a few minutes about use of force.
Basically, the force continuum gives officers steps to deal with a suspect's behavior. And that can start with just the arrival on scene. So when I pull up somewhere and the person identifies me as a law enforcement officer, or I go through a dialogue and tell them who I am, from right then, the use of force starts. Because now it's going to be up to the person I'm dealing with. It kind of falls on them. So if they take off running, am I going to pursue? If they pull a knife and start charging at me, that probably would be a good time to go hands-on. That's probably going to be more of a lethal force situation. So it can go up very quickly. But just as it goes up, and we have to respond to that, we have to equally be able to decrease that force and control ourselves as an officer to match that force again. So if that force that they've done is gone down now, I have to adapt to that force as well. So it goes up and it can go down. And like I said, it starts out with the verbal dialogue, which is the first step. And then after that, if I tell somebody I need you to do this, and they just kind of look at me, I'm going to ask them again, because maybe they didn't hear me. I always want to try to give a warning to somebody for any force I use, if adequate. I may not get a chance to. It's very quick. It happens very, very quick. Split second, for that matter. So that depends on them. So if I tell them to do something then, and they go ahead and do that, well then I don't need to increase the force in. But if I ask them to do something, and I have a lawful reason to be there, lawful presence, and I've told them to do something and they don't, well then I may have to persuade them to do it. Talk to them again, tell them again. And eventually I may have to go up and say, escort them to make a standing position. If they apply with me, that's great, and a lot of times that's all they need. Or that means if they refuse, well then I have to increase that force. So the law says I can stay one step above somebody's force. So if they try to punch me, I'm not going to punch them down with them. That may be a time to go to some other force option, maybe pepper spray or taser. But once again, if I get a chance to warn them, if I step back and they punch me or punch at me, and I pull a pepper spray and I start getting ready to deploy it, get a chance to warn them and say, you will be sprayed, you'll be pepper sprayed if you do not comply. So that's basically how the force goes up, and it goes through all of these levels from just an escort position to handcuffing. It can go even further. They pull away and they try to engage me physically. Then I can go to pepper spray or taser or baton if need be. Then all the way up to lethal force. So lethal forces can be anything from a knife to a firearm to a vehicle, a crowbar can be lethal force, a baseball bat can be lethal force. So it's the officer has to be very, very diligent in how he deals with that level of force. Thank you very much.
Any questions so far for Officer Bloss in reference to the use of force? So again, I think what we're going to do, hopefully everything works good. We were setting up and we were having some interference, RF interference with the system. Fingers crossed, everything's going to work good. So, first of all, I ask for a volunteer. Now, you guys on that side of the room, you might want, if you can't see, you might want to move towards this side of the room. Russell, come on up.
About that one.
So, Russell, we're going to run you through a scenario here. We've already decided this done to your liking. So, what you're going to, you want to start with me?
I think you need to volunteer to tase it.
I got
it. So, what we want to see and how we train is you interact with the scenario on the screen. So, you know, for instance, if it's a car stop, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Get back in the car. So that's kind of the things we're looking for. Okay. All right? You don't have any real boom on or anything, do you?
I do not.
Okay. So, let's narrow it down. You're going to be on a traffic stop, Russell. And you can move, just don't hit any of this foot. You can move around in this area if you choose to.
Yeah, that's my truck. Get back in the car, please. Sir, get back in the car.
Okay. So we're going to show your shots, and I'm going to make a few points. Let's just leave it right there. Can everybody see that shot that he made? See the red cross next to the suspect? Okay. So he didn't hit the suspect. Where'd that shot go? Is there a playground just beyond that tree line? And I say that kind of jokingly, but for real. Every round that we fire, we respond to that round that comes out of our gun. So if that went through there and hit a kid on the other side of the playground, you own that. So, and that's what we tell our officers too. Go ahead. That's a hit run. You hate trees for some reason. Birds. Shoot birds. Okay. Shoot what? Okay. So the other thing we would tell you is if you engage, that the pastor comes out, he engages you with the firearm, your focus goes to that right. So you are able to take him out. Did you continue to pay attention to the other person?
I did and saw him crouch.
Right. So a lot of people will get tunnel vision and they're just going to focus on that, and when that issue's over, they think they're done. But that's not what we try to train. We try to train, you still got a threat. You still got to cover this threat. So, all right. Who wants to go next? Boy, nobody's jumping up. Come on. Have you been through it, Michelle?
Pardon?
Have you been through this?
I have. You want to let someone else?
Yeah, let's let somebody else do it. Jason, jump up here.
Hey, Mark. Sorry.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
I fucking saw you all the way to the goddamn fucking corner. You're tailing me and you fucking know it.
Just get back in the car. Get back
I don't
in
give
the
a
car.
fuck who you are.
Hey, just get back.
You know what?
Settle this out. We're good. We're good. I see put your hand up. Jason.
Hey, Jason, we'll let you do it now. I want to test your hand. We're going to run you through another scenario. I think maybe you were cheating. What? I thought you were cheated.
I got
While off duty with your son, you stop by a local convenience store to pick up some groceries.
Have a good evening. Whoa, this looks good. We asked the cherry price. Open the register, take the bills, and put them in the bag.
Put your gun down. Open the register, put them in. Sir, put your gun down. I got the gun out. Put your gun down, sir. Drop it down, please. Drop it down and step back. Put it down, nice and easy. Hand off. Thank you very much. Step back with the gun. Sir.
So you've done a great job on that, Jason. Would you legally been able to use deadly force on the first suspect that you encountered?
I would think so.
Absolutely, because he's an active threat to that clerk.
Yep.
Deadly force could apply. And this goes back to what I said earlier, which was that incident was over. You can't let your guard down. You've got to be vigilant. And Tracy, I'm going to put you on the spot. The sheriff suggested we run you through this real quick.
No pressure.
We're doing it. This is an active shooter scenario.
You are responding to a report of an active shooting at a local high school. Inside, you meet other officers to form a rapid response team for entry into the building.
You got point. You got left cover. You got rear guard. Let's go. Got one down in the hallway. I got it.
Elwood, please.
So Todd, when you walk up there and you see that scenario where you've got somebody holding someone hostage, can you use legal force in that issue?
I have no idea.
The answer is yes. You can because they're not being correct. So, yes, sir. Come on. But we're going to sight your gun in.
Yeah, something ain't right.
Like I said, we were having some interference, RF interference with the system when we were setting it up. And when I say we, I mean Pat. He does all the clicking. At what point you could have engaged that sooner? You see the knife, was he a threat?
Well, I saw that.
You shot him in the back.
Guy collapsed.
Wrong, you shot him in the back.
The other guy collapsed. I thought
It is okay if you shot him. Yeah, so, and I brought some, and I go with this, just real quickly. Stand up here for me. Now, these are not real guns. Everybody safe? Come on up here. Kind of stand in front of the screen. So you're the police officer, and I want you to know you're giving me you're asking me to drop my gun, I'm not complying. At what point do you use deadly force on me? I'm not pointing my gun at you. When are you going to use deadly force on me?
Well, I'm going to have it right here.
Right.
Drop your gun. Drop your gun right now. Hear me? Put it on the ground.
I'm not dropping my gun.
Bam.
Yeah. Be right there. So does everyone agree with that?
Yes. Yeah.
Does everyone agree with, when does he shoot me? My gun was pointed, and what the jury is going to see through video, my gun was not pointed at the police officer, it was pointed at the ground.
He's tasing you, right? Not shooting you.
Well, he's actually shooting me. We're going to pay that gun.
Oh,
We don't bring a taser to a gun fight.
Water balloon.
So would everybody agree that it's okay that he shot me? I wasn't pointing a gun at him?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay, let's try this again. Point your gun at me. Point your gun at me. And when you see me raise my gun and become a threat, I want you to shoot me, okay?
Okay.
You ready? Are you ready? Bam, 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 bam. We can do this again. Let's be fair about this, because that is your first time. We'll do it again. When you see me raise my gun to shoot you, I want you to shoot me. Are you ready? Ready. Bam, 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 bam. What happens there?
You don't have reaction time. You're no dead.
So, my point being, and you'll see that we got some attorneys in the room. Thank you, Lisa.
not yours.
I appreciate that, lady. You see stuff on the news, whether it's a knife or a firearm, he wasn't pointing a gun at anybody. The police shot him, he was not a threat, he wasn't pointing a gun. What did I just demonstrate to you? It's that fast. It's that fast. Now we're going to take other preventive measures. We're going to try to get behind cover and concealment. The last thing, and I think all these guys in law enforcement here would agree with me, the last thing we ever want to do is use deadly force. Truly. I've not met a policeman to this day. They may exist. I've not met him that woke up in the morning and said, man, I can't wait to go out and kill somebody today.
I've not met that guy. So, Dr. Bechtel, jump up here. Let's ready you to one.
You know, you got to fix it with just one. Yeah, okay.
You can shoot him this time.
I have to stitch him up after I'll calibrate my gun first.
He wants to calibrate his gun first. Well, let's make sure he's... You can move around any of your city around the table. Just don't hit them.
Does it work for lefties?
Yes. It's about 50% increase in your accuracy, but you'll be all right. Okay, you're going to the domestic.
We're at the top floor and the all to the right. Got a lot of calls from this place. I don't know what she thinks of this guy, to be honest with you. What is here? You know.
You've got tunnel vision, everything's slowing down.
Okay. Am I supposed to know?
Really? I'm late for work right now. I'm still trying to get dressed. And what is this the neighbors again? No, wait, no. It was just a fight. It was just a fight. Nothing's going on, and I'm late for work. I can't deal with this right now. Please stop. It was just a fight. Nothing's going on, and I don't know where, and it's just...
And
that's a no-win situation.
No, I can verify this. I actually saved the girl. I actually had saved the girl. I've been through the scenario about 4 or 5 times. When I saw his reflection back in those windows, as soon as
something goes up.
Yeah. But that's a tough scenario. So let me ask you this. We would ask this in training. You're in there. You're talking to the girl. You see him. You see him leave.
Assault gun.
Yeah. So what would you have done in that situation?
I would think you would ignore the girl and you go up engage the guy with the gun and tell him to put the gun down.
That's one option.
Show yourself, put the gun down, and show yourself and come back.
Would another option would be taking the female out of the apartment?
Right, just back out of there.
Yeah. So you want to do another one?
No.
I'm happy. Jump up here.
Hey, Chief.
I think in that scenario, you said that you can make commands, he can adjust the outcome as it's going in real time. Had Dr. Becker said, step out of the room and he directs his attention, could he adjust the program to change the scenario where you now are out of the doorway, she's out?
Not to that degree. He can make him comply. He can make the suspect comply, correct?
Yes. Okay, so you could have made a command, hey, show me your hands, and that could have changed that scenario?
So I showed you the pepper spray and the taser. When we train officers in this system, so they, we're not, of course, for demonstration purposes, we're not doing that today, but we have them choose what their use of force would be and what use of force they should use in those certain scenarios. So it's a little more complicated, but
You can create your own scenarios, and you just have to film each outcome that you would want. So say that scenario, we could film something similar to that and give an option like you suggested. It would just have to be filmed multiple times, and we can make it as complicated as we want.
What are we going to do here?
Give me these.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. It's a runaway pet.
Yeah.
You're going to church.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him will not...
to see your first shot?
Yeah, we
Oh, who got shoot? I shot the preacher. Oh, back in the arm.
So, yeah, that's one, again, that's one of the things we train. You've done a really, really good job, but you're probably getting sued.
Yeah.
You shot.
Yeah.
Because you survived it.
Yeah.
So, anybody else want to comment? Do you want to volunteer? Come on.
I've never fucking pistol, so.
I know, believe it. We'll wrap up here. We'll have this as the last one.
You didn't get your lawyer.
How long have you been in it? Scout.
Now, it's in the mirror.
What the hell? Why did you pull over us? This is bullshit. What the hell are you pulling us over for?
What's going on over here?
Come on, we ain't
What are you got me late for? Look at the cops. They always doing something. Hey, I got your back. I got this on camera.
What did you pull over for? This is
What you guys stop me for?
What do you mean?
What they do? Driving? People can drive with a mistake. You know that, right? I got you. I'm not going anywhere.
What the fuck do you mean?
No, it's a free country. I can tell them if I want to.
Here, fucking say something. Fucking get it over with already. Come on.
Quit harassing people. Why don't you go do some real job? Some real crime fighting.
Fuck this. Fuck you!
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Tom, you shot all around her. I think you scared her.
Yeah.
A quick question for you that we get hit all the time.
As many a times as I can get my finger on it.
When that gets the news.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? And so that's some of the things. These are, usually law enforcement, we do voice command. You guys don't know how to use that, but in this scenario, like the one that the chief ran through a while ago, the guy's already out with gun ready. Remember, we start from here. So, same thing in that situation. We would have just walked up there with our gun out there. Who's the bad guy? See what I'm saying?
Your level of.
You always, exactly, and it takes what, 3.5 get from here to here. From your mind telling you, pull your sidearm, go to work. See what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind.
So, again, this system does a lot of different things. We just barely touched on a little bit of it. One of the things that this system allows us to do is our basic firearms course, our handgun basic firearms course. It is downloaded onto this system, so when we get brand new guys in that aren't familiar with firing a pistol that much, we can bring them in, virtually have them go through our qualification course. And we can do that a number of times until they feel comfortable, we feel comfortable with them, and then we'll take them out for live fire. So, yes, sir.
See, my experience was that you don't have much control of the situation when you walk up to that screen. You know, you're just basically riding the train. That's not what you're trained to do. You're trained to get control of the situation and eliminate variables that could kill you. So what are some of the things that you do when you have someone that's in a car? You're demanding them to get out of the car, or if they're, I mean, what do you do to get control of those uncontrolled situations?
Right, yes, sir, and I agree and disagree with you. One of the things that people I don't think understand, we respond to what you do as a suspect. I don't control what you're going to do. All I can do is respond to that. So if you pull up a knife and you start running, all I can do is respond to that threat. But to a degree, yes, we're going to try to control that situation. That one, with the car, and the guy that comes out of the bushes with the camera. That's happened in Grove multiple times. They come up on a traffic stop. I've got this. I'm going to film these cops brutalizing you. I've got this. And so what we'll do is say, you can film all you want, but you're going to do it from over there. Because you're interfering right now, and if you continue to interfere, I'm going to have to arrest you. So, correct to a degree. And we allow the officers to do that as they go through these scenarios. What would you do? What response would you have to this particular incident? Sovereign citizens, we run into them from time to time. You're everybody familiar with sovereign citizens? You don't have to have a driver's license. You don't have to have insurance. The sheriff of the county is the only law enforcement because by the Constitution, the sheriff is the only one that can enforce the law. I'm not going to comply with you. And they try to bait you, and sometimes they do bait you into doing something, then they turn around and sue you because you violated their rights. And they're trying to make you angry. Fourth Amendment, is it Fifth Amendment auditors come in, they're going to film inside your police department, and what they're trying to bait you, and they're trying to get you to do something, and they're going to sue you for that. I encourage our guys, when we have them come in, which we haven't come in before, hey, do you want to tour the police department? We're happy to show you around. There's no reason to get all bristled up and create an issue. But yeah, thanks, Doc. Any more questions?
Hey, Mark, other than this system, how do you train the officers on the progression of thought of what they need to be doing? That seems to be a highly complicated skill.
It is a highly complicated skill. You met Tracy Bloss. That's one part of their training is DTI. Within defensive tactics, they learned a lot of those kind of skills. De-escalation being one of those skills. Firearms instructors are going to teach them. So our guys, we don't allow our officers to go on the street until they've been through the academy, which is 16 weeks long. When they graduate from the academy, they go through what's called a field training, and that's another 6 weeks long. And every day that they're in training, they're being evaluated, and they're asked questions, kind of what you guys are asking. So what would you do in this scenario? What use of force would you use here? So I hope that answers your question a little bit. They have a tremendous amount of training before we allow them to be on their own.
Yeah, just for perspective, I don't know if you can share this. How often, let's say from January 1st of this year, how often has the county officers and local officers had to use deadly force?
Zero, thankfully. Deadly force, zero. And we hope it stays that way. Miami's had 2 deadly force situations in the last 4 months. Officer involved shootings, 2 of them in the last 4 months. Luckily.
Mark, how often do you update your model based on different scenarios that happen all the time around the country? How often do you update this model so you stay fresh?
Well, it comes with a maintenance plan, and they update the MILO, and we'll update that. Am I correct, Matt? Yes. They update that as we go. Our policies are that way too. So our policies and procedures come through a company called Lexipol. And so every court decision and every new legislation, they monitor that. We get policy updates along that same line. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd just like to say kudos to your team and your officers. I was directly involved in something recently where one of my patients had a psychotic episode, and I was contacted, and it had already been violent and had led to violence, and the police were contacted. And I spoke with one of the family members. I said, well, let me speak with the police officer. So I kind of got on the phone and talked with him and told him what I thought was happening. And he said, well, doctor, I've already been here for 4 hours. And I was just amazed at the patience that he had with the situation. We were trying to work through the legal part of how do we get this person into the hospital to deal with the psychiatric part of it and come out with a good outcome. And eventually, that is what happened. It took some legal ramifications where the family member had to go get a judge to give them authority But we were able to get that person to the hospital and get him help. And it took a lot of diligence on your staff and your officers' part.
And thank you for that. And mental illness, we deal with it almost on a daily basis. And some of them are right, and you well know this, Doc, I mean, we've worked together a long time. Some of them don't meet the criteria, which is very frustrating for the people on the other side of that. Why don't you just take this person? But when we talk about taking people's liberties, taking their freedom away, that's a high bar, and it should be a high bar.
And that's what the officer told me. He said, well, she's not currently threatening herself or others, and so I can't violate her civil liberties. I said, well, what's our option? And so we just had to work through that until we came up with something that we were both trying to do the right thing and help her. Interestingly, from our previous task force talk on marijuana, this turned out, and I'm pretty convinced of it, that this was a marijuana-induced psychosis.
Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate your comments, and I'll shut up soon.
Glad I didn't have to escalate use of force to get you off the stage. Next week's program is going to be Howie Dudley, GM of KGDE. As for the chairs and tables, please pick up all of the blue chairs and put out 7 metal chairs. And with that, we will adjourn with the 4-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Hey, Marlene. Carolyn would like to have our picture. Come on, right here.
Actually, read it.
Sure. If I go stand in the hall, she's about to tell me. Huh?